Hello, this is Mrs. Workman. Algebra. Quadrilateral JKLM is a rectangle. If the measure of angle KJL equals 70 minus 4x, and the measure of angle JLK equals 18x minus 8, find x. Let's work a little bit with the diagram. We know that the diagram is a rectangle. So we know that opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are equal in length, and we know that all four of the angles are right angles. That's what we know. In addition to that, we're told that the measure of angle KJL, this angle right here, has a measure of 70 minus 4x. And we know the measure of angle JLK, this angle has a measure of 18x minus 8. And we're to use some geometry facts and probably a little algebra as well to find x. The first thing I want to clarify here, and I'm going to number my steps just in case I need to refer to them and it might help us organize our thoughts. We know that segment JK is parallel to segment ML. JK and ML. I'm going to put the arrows on to signify that they're parallel. And we also know that angle MLK is a right angle, which tells me that the measure of angle MLK is 90. That's this angle right here. And again, I know this to be true because we're told that that quadrilateral is a rectangle, and that's the definition of a rectangle. Something else I know is that the measure of angle JLM plus the measure of angle JLK is equal to 90. Let's take a look at the diagram. JLM is this angle right here. And I think what I'm going to go back to do is I don't want to imply that these angles are necessarily equal. So we have those given. Okay, so angle JLM, this angle, plus the measure of angle JLK, this angle, the sum of the measures of those two angles is 90. And that we use the angle addition property because these two angles form the right angle. What else do I know? I know that angle KJL is congruent to angle JLM. And the reason I know this, let's look at those angles. KJL, this one right here, and JLM, this one here. I'm saying they are congruent, and they are because we have a pair of parallel lines cut by a transversal, and those two angles are alternate interior angles. And we know that alternate interior angles of parallel lines are congruent. If that's the case, then we know too that the measure of angle KJL is equal to the measure of angle JLM. Alrighty, let's move on to the next step. I'm just building pieces of information that we're going to put together. We know that the measure of angle JLM plus the measure of angle JLK is 90. We were through that up in this step. That also tells me that the measure of angle KJL plus the measure of angle JLK equals 90. Now, where did I get this statement? I got it from statement 2. These two angles formed the right angle, so their measures were equal to 90. That's where this came from. Right here I had alternate interior angles being equal, and so I substituted for JLM, KJL. These angles are congruent, their measures are equal, and I made the substitution right here. Now, how does that help me? The measure of angle KJL is given as 70 minus 4x. So I did that substitution. The measure of angle JLK is given as 18x minus 8. So I made that substitution, and that is equal to 90. All of the steps we've done through here have been based on geometry definitions and theorems. At this point now, we're going to be using some algebra to solve this equation for x. Let's combine like terms. 70 minus 8 is 62, and negative 4x plus 18x is 14x. So the equation becomes 62 plus 14x equals 90. Let's subtract 62 from both sides. 14x is equal to 28. And finally, let's divide both sides by 14. And we finally get that x is equal to 2. So these steps, again, were algebraic equation solving.